Mothers and fathers, your kids is cute, but they don't know how to rewrite a spell. Your kids are cute, but they don't know how to rewrite a spell. Stop worrying about cell phones, buy them Xboxes and clothes. Your kids don't know how to read, write, or spell on their appropriate level, and you're a part of the problem. Stop investing in that bullshit and invest in your child's education and their brain. The end is near. It starts today. Get to it. If you're a parent, get to their education. And if you don't want to be a parent, close your legs in your mouth.
Welcome back. It's Carla with Carla's Notes, and today we're going to be talking about teachers and parents. Who has to take accountability when the child starts to fall behind? This is important because we are seeing a trend in our school systems where a lot of teachers are beginning to voice some issues that they're having with guiding the children, whether that's in the classroom or speaking with the parents outside of the classroom. I am going to show you the perspective from both sides, so you will see the teacher side and the parent side, just so you can have a full view of what's going on. Maybe we can figure out what can we do to help this situation. First, we're going to start with the teachers.
Teachers that are not returning to the classroom after the winter break tomorrow should have you parents concerned. But let me tell you why they're not coming back. Because of the other videos that we keep seeing of you delusional ass parents and your bullshit. Case in point, there's a lady right now that is so upset. She is livid that her son cannot participate in the school play because that is a consequence from him pulling down another kid's pants at school. She said, boys will be boys, not her.
So she's upset that her son has to face consequences for his action. Okay.
Son is a bully, and bullies will be bullies, but boys will be boys.
Yeah, the mom is wrong for that because if he has no consequence for what he did, what's going to stop him from doing it again in the future?
The phone's away from the kids. They can't retain nothing. I can say, make sure you color each image. And immediately someone will say, do we have to color? Y'all gotta take them phones away from them kids. I had a child do a move that I know she learned from Chris Brown. And you know that means it was a freaky deaky move. This is a fourth grader. Read books. I got multiple third graders who couldn't read the directions to this worksheet. The directions read, color each image. Write an F for fruit and a V for vegetables. They couldn't read it. Miss Austin, can you help me? I said,
It's surprising when they really don't understand the things that you've been teaching them and you know you broke it down.
help you what? Read the directions. I said, you can't read? They said, no. I said, why not? They said, I don't know. I said, do you practice at home? They said, a little bit. Read them kids a goddamn book.
A little bit. You know what they read in? The cereal box, what they want to watch on YouTube. They not reading no book.
It's not hitting me that this is the last time that I'll be teaching. I've been teaching since 2021, and it's like a part of my story is coming to an end, and I'm really not sure how to feel about it. Like, I have a lot of peace with the decision to leave. It just doesn't feel real. It's like I look at all the things behind me, I look at all the letters I have accumulated over the years from my students, and it's just like, it's done. I guess the good thing is I always have the ability to substitute if I miss the kids that much. And I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to leave. But I don't know how to feel right now, if I'm being honest.
I feel for her. That means she was really connected to her job. And those are the best teachers you want to have. The ones that are actually invested in you doing better and wanting to see you do well in life. And I know that broke her heart to leave.
I have absolutely no problem with addressing a parent's concerns when it comes to their child and their grades. I was asked recently, why haven't you told me that my child was failing? And my question to that parent in response was, why is it that you don't know that your child is failing in the first place? There are systems put in place for parents.
I remember when I was in school, we had, what is it, a progress report, the report card, and then another progress report, then another report card. You were constantly getting feedback. Where is the feedback and why is nobody checking?
So we have to stop making excuses when it comes to our children and our responsibility as parents. And I'm saying that because not only am I a teacher, but I am a parent as well. And my two children who are in school, one in high school and one in fifth grade, I check their grades consistently. And if I see anything in their grades that does not look like a passing grade or something that causes concern for me, I email the teacher and ask the teacher what we can do to fix that grade. I have conversations with.
You have to be involved. That's basically what she's saying. You have to be involved. You have to know when they're falling short and assist them in ways to do better. How can you know that they're doing terrible in something and may need a tutor or may need extra time after class with the teacher if you aren't even checking the report card? And then some parents have the nerve to be upset when they get the report card and the grade is showing a failing grade, and it's like, where have you been this whole time? Actually, I send home things with the student for you to see, but I guess you never saw them.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. They don't have authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you. What world do we?
There used to be a time where the community raised you. Your neighbor, your teacher, your friend's mama, anyone could tell you about yourself and say, hey, what you're doing is not right. Correct yourself. I'm gonna let your mom know.
Live in. Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another heart-wrenching, it's horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are...
We doing that? Really? Really? Pound? Okay.
You just do it. You're 8 years old. You're not an adult. Shut up and do what you were told to do.
Let's get these kids together. One by one. Line the parents up. Get them together.
And y'all for over there, it's not an option. So sitting there like I didn't ask y'all to come line up at the phone. I need y'all, all four of y'all lined up at the phone. It wasn't a debate, a debacle, wasn't a choice. So y'all finna take a referral or a phone call home? Cause am I speaking a different referral? Yay. 3 questions in an hour and 15 minutes. I'm supposed to be happy, proud of y'all. Okay. Whoever mama don't answer, I'm just writing y'all up. So next, go ahead.
I'm getting rid of. You can write my email.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going into it. I would like to be written up.
Why do they always think it's a debate? Why it's not a back and forth? Do this or we're doing that.
What's written up? What's going to happen? You are tripping.
Yeah, you can call home too.
What?
Go ahead.
Okay, son.
It wasn't an option. We not.
He's smoking or something. Disrespectful.
You come call your people. Because you slept all class. I didn't ask you that, ain't I just asked you to call home. I really don't. We're not doing it back and forth.
And that's the thing. They're so disrespectful about it. Not even like, oh, I'm tired because I had a rough night. No, bump you. I'm asleep. Call home, please. And the parents don't be no better.
Hey, ladies, I apologize for what we're seeing right now. But Mama, I'll talk to you. Mama.
What are you teaching your son to do when he doesn't get acknowledged? You're acting a fool. Embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. How are you mad because he didn't get acknowledged for anything? Did he deserve it? Probably not. Always this woe is me mentality, as if someone's doing something against you rather than someone else being acknowledged for something great that they're doing. Now let's see what the parents have to say.
Please understand that I am speaking from experience of having encounters with teachers who do not give a damn about these children. Okay, I'm not talking about the teachers who love their job and who love these kids and actually want to see them do better. But like the teachers are saying, some of the parents are not helping, and I agree with that. But I'm saying there are some teachers who do not need to be teachers. They are killing the confidence of these kids. They are bullies. I'm not kidding. I seen it with my own eyes. I watched this lady hound this little black girl about being sleepy in class, but she allowed a little Hispanic girl to grab a blanket, go lay down in the corner and take a nap because she was so tired. And I said, you know what?
Why do we always have to be a victim? Just because someone else can do something does not mean that we should be doing the same thing, especially if it's not right. Please stop that victim mentality. Oh, well, just because they're doing it, I should be able to do it. No, it was wrong for them to do it. It's wrong for you to do it.
That's cool. I said, baby, get your bag. Let's go. We gonna go somewhere else so that you can take you a little nap, so that you can have you a little break. Because what?
No, because what? Where they do that at?
I received an email from a parent about, I don't know, it must have been months ago. And in the email, the parent said, my child is going to fail your class. We're at the beginning of the school year, mind you. This is October, November-ish when I got it. First semester. And I'm okay with that. That was what the email read. And for the longest time, I've been thinking about this email, and I stared at it, and
my child is going to fail your class, and I'm okay with that. Okay, just making sure we heard the same thing.
Go back to it, and I look at it, and I'm like, you're okay with your child failing my class. That's okay with you. You're a parent, and you're okay with that. And so, I'm not going to lie. For a few days, kid didn't want to do anything. They really did not give a damn. I'm sure mom must have said something to them or whatever. And they're just whatever, I'm not going to do anything. So they didn't do any homework, okay? Nothing, no homework, no classwork. They just sat.
That teaches no respect. You don't even value the time the teacher is taking to teach your child anything.
There and did nothing. And I'm not going to lie, like I said, for the first couple of days, I was like, well, screw it. If the parent doesn't care, why should I? Right? And after the third day of seeing this student just not doing anything at all, I said, you know what? I'm the teacher, right? If the parent doesn't care and they don't care, I care. I have to care. This is what I got into this business for, to care, to push my kids beyond their limits, to push them hard, to push them even when they don't want to realize their full potential. So what I did was, and which is something that I still do now, is I do lunch detention. And realistically, it's not detention, you guys. It's just a time for them to make up their work. So I force them. I make them come in and I tell them, go get your lunch, and then I'll be here at lunch. And I open my doors and I'm like, okay, what do you owe me? And I've never really got home, late work. But I've been a little flexible. But I said, you know what, screw that. You're going to do your work. If your parents don't want you to do your work, that's tough. But you're going to do your work in my class because I want to see you succeed. You know? So my class.
These are the teachers we need in the classroom. Like, I care at the end of the day if you know this material. So we're going to learn it.
It's full right now at lunch. I have all these kids come in and I'm like, all right, what are you missing? All right, you got to get your work done. Okay. Oh, you didn't do your homework? Oh, that's fine. You owe me lunch attention. I'll see you at lunch. And they come in, get their work done. And guess what? That student went from an F, a 17%, to now having a C-, passing my class within, like, I would say a couple.
That's all effort that the parent could have put in with the child. She could have sent the child home with that same material that's due. The parent could have sat down with the child and worked through it with them, and literally would have did the same thing. But the teachers have to do everything, right?
Okay, let's talk about it real quick. Let's make it make sense. A 17-year-old Baltimore City high school student recently found out that he has to go 5th grade and repeat high school all over again. The student has failed 22 classes, was either tardy or absent 272 times, and has a 0.13 GPA.
Absent 272 times. How many days? It was probably over a span of a few years, but that's a lot of time. How is the parent not aware? And then if the parent is aware, how do they not take accountability for not? What are we doing?
And the mother still got on the news talking about how the school district failed her son. Well, ma'am, I need you to hear me clearly and I need you to hear me loudly. You failed your son, not the school district. Parents have the same access to grades and attendance that teachers have, if not more access. And if you don't know how to get the information that you need on your student, you can go in any school building and they'll give you all the information you need. You are not going to convince me that in 4 years you never received one report card that has the exact same information. And then the student.
There's no accountability anywhere. Everyone's lacking accountability. In this scenario, that's the parent just did not care.
How do you know when a teacher is discriminating against your child at school? Like, how? Because my son has pretty well behaved. He does have some issues with listening, but for the most part, he's a very good boy. And he's been having issues at pre-K. And I have had this weird feeling about his teacher, and come to find out, she's been singling him out. He comes home crying because he thinks he's a bad boy and he didn't do good at school. And, that he can't go back to school the next day because if they send a child home, they can't go back to school the following day. She's been lying about him having a fever, saying that he has a fever, knowing that if he has a fever, I have to come pick him up that day, and then he can't come back the following day. So he misses 2 days of school. She's been lying about him having a fever, just to send him home.
And there is two sides to each story. We're only hearing the one, so we have to take for what she says.
Home because he's not listening that day, or she doesn't want to deal with him. And, we're in a very YT town. A lot of there's not cultural mix. So my son is the darkest child in the class by far. And I'm not one to call out people for discrimination in that sense, but at this point I don't know what else it could be. He listens, he helps, he is such a good and loving boy, and he's so smart, and it's like, what the are you picking on him for? Because he's not bad. I sat in and watched one of the days at school, and he didn't know I was there. Okay? So I saw that there was a couple times he didn't listen, but that's because there was 6 other kids running around the class like crazy, not listening. So you're
kind of like the other one. So because other people are doing things, it's okay if I do something too. I mean, it's you guys let me know what you think on that.
If you're a parent and you're really struggling with your parenting or how you are doing because of the way your child is behaving in public, to tell you, you aren't alone. See, my 22-month-old just got kicked out of the gym daycare for the first time because he bit a kid. And this is a first for me. My first child Of course, we went through tantrums in public or, misbehaving, but we never had this kind.
I don't have children, so I have no idea how common it is for kids to bite other people. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I've only known one of them to bite ever. So if you guys have any insight on that, please let me know.
And my second came into the world, and I was thinking it was going to be a similar experience, and of course different, but everything I knew as a parent, out the fucking window. I like to describe my second child as a chocolate-covered habanero. Incredibly sweet. The sweetest little soul, but very, very spicy. And with this has been major learning curves as a parent that I have really had a hard time navigating, because it's very hard not to make it a direct reflection of myself, because he's experiencing normal emotions, bigger emotions, being overstimulated, and expressing them differently. He's a firecracker. And although I know I shouldn't be taking this stuff personally, it's really hard not to. And the reason I'm making this video is I think more of us are going through situations like this, but we don't talk about them because of fear of shame or judgment, or, people are just rude as hell online. But I would bet there are far more of us struggling in silence or trying to figure out what we're doing wrong, or it's just natural childhood behavior that's not normalized because Americans expect children to be mini adults.
I like her perspective on that because they are children, so you can't expect them to be perfect. They're babies, they're toddlers, they're going to do things, and that's the process of life. We learn as we grow, so I kind of understand her point of view, but should they be kicked out of school for that? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments.
So I just got back from a kid's school and I just withdrew them out of school. Why? Because God was calling me to homeschool my kids. I need to take control of what they learn. I need to be more hands-on with them. I need to spend more time with them. I genuinely do. And so I know this is the decision that God really wants for me. And I'm really excited to embark on this journey, and I'm excited for you guys to embark on this journey with me of homeschooling them. And yeah, I'm excited.
It seems like she's trying to get, more connected into the growth of her children, and I love that for her because she will have control of what they learn, what they know, when they know it, and help them develop those skills that are going to help them get through life. Well, that has been this episode of Carla's Notes. You let me know in the comments, whose fault is it when the children start to fall behind, parents or teachers? I, for one, think it is everyone's fault because we are a community and we all should strive, one, for the teachers to have passion about what they're teaching and that they actually care that the students are learning the material. Two, the parent should be making sure that student is showing up as their best self every day to learn the material from that teacher and making sure that they have respect for everyone in the building. And this is really good. Don't forget to subscribe because I know you haven't yet, and go ahead and like and share this video with someone else who can join our debate. I'll see you next time.